That's
the
true.
location. Yeah,
That's true.
yeah,
That's true. I
yeah.
mean, you do have a lot of stuff, and like I feel like if you did put more stuff, it could feel a bit crowded, right?
Yeah, but also a lot of stuff was from a gym in Vancouver, so I had to
Yeah, you tell
transfer.
me about that actually. So you before I thought this was your first gym, but you actually had a gym before in Vancouver.
Yeah, yeah. I had some rich Chinese business partners that scouted me out and
Okay.
became my investors, and so that's a long story. Like I was just training some. I was at the UFC gym. I was a trainer at the UFC gym in Richmond, Vancouver, and those Richmond,
Yeah,
a
yeah,
lot
of
of rich
course.
Asians,
Of course. Especially in Vancouver.
especially Vancouver,
That's their
and like
hub.
and I was just training a lot of them. A lot of them didn't know how to speak English, so I had to learn Mandarin and like a number. Like I'll be like san r san like 3 2 3 1 2.
Really?
Yeah, yeah. So
Oh, wow.
yeah, so I had to like start training them in Mandarin, and so I was training this one guy, and for like at least a year, and then this guy just I don't know started liking me, and he's like, "Yo, man, want to open up a gym together?" And I thought he was joking.
Yeah.
I'm like, "Yeah, yeah, let's do it." And then the next day he's like, "Okay, tomorrow we come here." And the next day he comes with fucking binders and lawyer and fucking loan from the
He
bank.
came prepared.
Prepared, man.
Damn.
Like he was planning this from the start, you know?
Okay. And he was just trying to find someone to actually do it with.
Yeah, but I mean, I look at this guy. I'm like, this guy has so much money. He's a young man. I think he was like embezzling some money from China, and
Yeah.
he needed to put it somewhere.
They gotta clean it up. They gotta clean it up somewhere.
Yeah, yeah. So I was
Yeah.
like, yo, something's going on here. Why would he just fucking just drop like 500K on a gym? Like our rent was like 60K a month.
Fuck off.
Yeah, because it's downtown Vancouver.
How big was the gym?
It was 5,000 square feet.
And you guys had to fill it in.
Yeah, yeah. And
That's crazy.
Yeah, we got full staff and everything.
Damn. And so what happened with that right now? Because I know you say you were out there, but now you're in Ottawa.
So COVID got closed us down. We were closed down for like 3 months. We had to pay rent regardless. So we told the landlord we didn't want to pay rent no more because of
Yeah.
the whole situation.
That's 180K down the drain.
Yeah.
If it's 60K.
Yeah, yeah. So he called the bailiff on us and like locked the door on us and shit. And then the bailiff was really fucking cool. And
Okay.
the bailiff was like, "Yo, come open the gym every day at this time. You guys can come work out."
Yeah.
He started working out with us, and we're just shooting the shit. And then my Chinese friend started inviting him to like the pool parties, and brought him girls, and became his friend. And the guy was like, "You know what, man? Like, you could grab all your stuff back. You know?" He's like, he's like,
Really?
"Here's the key. Like, I'll tell the court you guys it was robbed or whatever." Yeah.
Damn,
I swear to God,
bro.
I'm like, yo, this bailiff is sick. And then my partner was like, yo, I'm just gonna give him like $2,000 and thank him, you know?
Yeah. Damn, it really just goes to showing like it's about who you know, right? Because you can get away with a lot of things.
It's not just who you know, it's money, man.
Man, money talks. Money talks. Money
yeah.
definitely fucking talks, man.
Money talks, man. The guy's like, yo,
But is that gym completely shut down now?
yeah. Oh well, I know. I still talk to the guy. He's got like a little hobby gym in
Okay.
Vancouver, just for him and his buddies. But no, it is shut down, but it's just private.
Just private.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
And then so you took that knowledge and you brought it here to Ottawa.
On how to run a business, yeah, because
Yeah.
he taught me a lot. Because at one point, man, I don't know. This guy was funny. This guy had so many business ideas. Because at one point, he's like, yo, because we just started, and he's like, yo, he got us 6 months free rent.
Mm-hmm.
But we had to pay like a security deposit of 150 grand, you know? And by the way, they took that 150 grand too.
Really?
Yeah. So the guy was like, we need to get some people in here, and our marketing team is taking so slow on doing the job.
Yeah.
He's like, I know all the party promoters and club industry guys, and
Yeah.
he's like, I want to go talk to them and start giving all the bottle girls, all the strippers, all the girls there free membership at the gym for like the month or two.
Okay.
And he's like, let's see how it goes, you know?
Yeah.
For the first month too, you see girls coming in. You got girls like that girl that was on Too Hot to Handle, fucking Francesca was coming with her friends, and
Okay.
like a bunch of girls, like the celebrities start coming, you know?
Okay.
And like, when dudes see half naked chicks at the gym, they're like, holy shit, this guy.
Like it's attracting the right audience of who you want to be there to begin with.
Me, I was not about it. Me, I'm like, yo, man, I'm a traditional martial artist. I just wanted to be but this guy was a business guy. This guy's
Yeah.
like, yo, listen, man, we got to make our 60 grand or else.
Yeah.
We need to at least break our running costs because we're losing money. And I'm like, at this point, all right, we got to do what we got to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what did you do there? Like, were you a trainer or like were you like the person that was managing the gym?
I was managing. I was teaching one class a day, but we had like 6 other trainers, 6 or 8 other trainers. Yeah.
Is it hard to find trainers?
Not over there, no.
No?
Because especially because when I was working at the UFC gym, there's a little bit of drama going on there, and they wanted me to be like a manager, but at the same time, I was not like. Because I broke records. My first 2 months there, I broke private lesson records. Like I sold the most privates, and all the
Okay.
trainers were like, "How are you doing it?" You know.
Yeah.
And to a point where I'm like, "Yo, these guys are taking all my fucking money." I mean, my first couple of months, I was making these guys 10 grand a month, but they were only giving me like $100 out of that 10 grand.
Fuck.
You know, so they were hustling the.
So you were at the bottom of the pyramid,
Yeah,
basically.
yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
weren't eating.
I was
You
not
were-
eating.
You
I
were
was-
feeding them,
I was-
but you weren't eating.
Exactly. So I'm like, you know what? Like I'm learning a different language. I'm doing all this. I'm like, fuck it. I'm just gonna start my own business on the side. Started doing privates, and that's when I met that Chinese guy.
Damn. And but were you doing that at the same gym?
No,
Or
I
a
was doing it
different
at another gym, that Krav Maga gym.
Oh, yes. That's crazy. But how did you get those like so many clients? Like, did you have like a reputation already? Because I know you fought,
It was just word of mouth, man. I
Word
just
of
went
mouth?
there. No one knew me. I was just teaching, and then people were like, "Oh, I like this guy," and you know, I think it was like I was like the only Arab trainer there at that time, and
Okay. So you,
Uh.
yeah. I mean, you have the personality for it, man.
yeah, I mean, like people say I'm charismatic, and I'm, you
Yeah.
know, I think they like that. The fact that I'm not like always on the hard. I'm hard, but at the same time, I like to joke around and have fun.
Yeah, because one thing I do see sometimes that like people like really try to like play it tough, you know, like they try to like act hard all the time.
Yeah, yeah.
But sometimes when you do that, it's not good for business because you're not as approachable for some people.
yeah,
Especially for
exactly.
these people who are like stepping to the gym for the first time, they're intimidated, right? Just to be there is already intimidating for them, but to be greeted with another guy who's just like frowning and like,
Man, I get a lot of emails. People like they're so scared to come in here. Like, oh, I'm so intimidated. I don't know what to do. What do I need to bring? And like they ask me all the right questions, but at the same time, like, man, all you gotta do is show up.
yeah,
You know, like all you gotta do is show up. Like, why are you
Yeah.
asking all these questions? Like,
yeah,
you just come with your shorts, t-shirt. But I could tell, like as a beginner, I could see why they're intimidated because you go in here, you see these guys punching each other in the face, man. Like, it's hard for a beginner, but like. I recommend it for every young man or every young individual to start at a young age to start training.
Definitely. I mean, I've always wanted to train, but I didn't get around it until like later in my 20s. But what got you started into MMA? Or like, no, you started with Muay Thai. Right?
I started with high school wrestling.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I started with high school wrestling. Me and my brother, we took it to like city championships and we killed it.
Okay.
After that, like, man, and you know the funny thing is, I was really bad at school.
Okay.
I never went to school. I never went to class because I was not the type of kid that sits in class and listens. I was just like I was like ADHD type of kid.
Yeah.
So this one year they brought in a wrestling class, a wrestling program,
Okay.
and the coach made some rules. He's like, listen, if you guys want to be on this team, you got to keep up this average. You can't skip class. If you skip class, the teachers will notify me and I'll kick you out of
Yeah.
the team. Man, I'm telling you that 1 year, man, I've never tried so hard in school.
Really?
I swear to God.
So that gave you a sense of purpose. Wrestling actually gave you a sense of purpose
gave me
to do what you needed to do.
Exactly, and it's not only that. It's like the coach gave me some sort of rules. He's like, you want
Yeah.
to be on a team, you gotta fucking
Yeah.
play part. You know, play
Yeah.
the part. You know, and that's what I loved about it, man. And I think that's why schools, like especially high schools, they need it because a lot of young men are fighting and they need to get the aggression out. They need to compete,
Yeah.
and the only way for them to do that is a competitive sport such as
Yeah. No, absolutely. Because man, like humans are not meant to sit down all day. You know, humans like biologically, like we were like designed to go out, hunt, and like just gather food and survive, right? Like we're not meant to sit down all day because like that's not how we are built to function, right?
Yeah,
I mean, our body has adapted to what it is now, but I truly believe that like everybody needs to get some sort of exercise. Like you said, they need to get they need to exert those energy out, right? Whether that's through sports or just through other things.
Absolutely. That's why I always promote like fasting, especially in the morning, because especially fasted training too.
Okay.
You know,
Tell me about this.
because man, like how I think about it is for thousands of years, men didn't wake up in the morning and open a fridge and
Yes, bro. Exactly, bro. Like
and that's how I think about it. Like, men had to go chase the fucking deer for a couple days and walk the deer back home and then eat, you know?
yes, yes.
And you gotta somehow mimic that. And
Yeah.
okay, you don't have to not eat for 2 days or chase a deer, but mimic it. Like, okay, go wake up in the morning, hydrate, go run for 5K.
Yeah.
Imagine you're chasing a fucking deer, go
yeah.
home,
Yeah, for sure.
and then you could eat or do whatever, you know?
Yeah, that it's always interesting to me when people say like breakfast is the most like important meal of the day, but like why is it so important? Is it because you didn't eat for like 8 hours, but you weren't even like
No, it is
doing
important.
anything?
It is important, the most important meal of the day, but it doesn't matter what time you eat it.
Mm,
Why does breakfast have to be at 10 a.m.? Why can't breakfast be at 1 p.m.?
that's true. That's true.
They just
I guess it's just a structure on based on how people's days are
They just
going,
set the
right?
standard that way, you know. They're like, okay,
Yeah.
breakfast is when you first wake up. But then
Yeah.
if you really think about it, if you really experiment with it, I'm more lethargic that way. When I wake up and I eat,
Yeah.
by the time noon hits, I'm like, yeah, I need to take a nap.
Yeah. No, that's so true. That's so true. Because like I feel like when you eat, that's more of like that's a is like a sense of accomplishment, right? Like back then, like if you eat, that means like you've completed something difficult. Like you went to go out on hunt,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Whereas now, like you wake up and like
It's a
food
chore,
is
man.
there.
It's a chore. For me,
No.
I swear it's a chore now.
I know.
It's a friggin' I
I'm
forget
not-
to eat sometimes, you know?
I know. I mean, you're a very busy guy, right?
Yeah,
like you're
yeah.
running this gym and whatnot. So I definitely could see that. But yeah, man, like, fuck. I was thinking about this. It's like for someone like you who is like super busy, like you seem like a family guy. You have your own gym and whatnot. Like how, and like you're still training as well, right?
Yeah.
Like how do you balance everything out? Because for me, I'm having a hard time because right now I have a dog, I have a business, I have work, and I'm trying to like get my life together. But like I find it so difficult to just balance everything. So like I want to learn from someone like yourself who's like so busy, but like how do you balance everything?
Simple. I made the dojo my home. No, it's honestly, like, I'm here all day, and the thing is, when I started martial arts, I didn't think about it back then. I thought I was like, oh, I'm gonna become a fighter. I didn't realize it's an actual lifestyle.
Uh-huh.
It's a complete lifestyle. When you start martial arts, not only you're gonna start eating healthy, you're gonna be sleeping on time, you're gonna stop, partying.
Yeah.
It's mostly all sacrifices, and a
Uh-huh.
lot of the time you're gonna be spending a lot of your time alone because you're so exhausted from training,
Yeah.
and that's where self-development happens. How I balance things out is, honestly, man, like, I'm not married, I don't have kids yet.
Mhm, mhm.
But so I'm
Discipline?
disciplined.
Yeah.
I'm trying my best every day. I'm not the best, but what we can do is just try our very best, man.
No, for sure. Yeah, I mean, like right now, like it's definitely so like I try to be disciplined, but there's just so many things going on that it's so easy to get derailed from doing the things that you need to do, right? Like we all know what we need to do,
Yeah.
but it just like sometimes you just fall off track because I always think about it like, man, like where would I be right now if I just did everything that I knew I had to do?
Right?
Imagine that, bro. Imagine if you actually did everything that you knew you had to do. Where would you be in life right now? I'd be far ahead than where I am right now.
Just thinking about it makes me frustrated, man.
But bro, I mean, you've built something for yourself. I mean, you fought for a long time. You now have a fucking beautiful gym, and it's gonna be your 1 year anniversary with the gym in like what you said, 2 weeks.
2 weeks, yeah.
That's crazy.
It's crazy, man. Time flies by.
I know.
Flies. Listen, like, with all the knowledge and all the experiences you have now, what would you say to your 9-year-old self? If you would be able to go back in time,
Yeah.
what would you say to your 9-year-old self?
Hear me out. When I was a kid, man, I've always been a visionary. I've always had such a high expectations of myself. Like I thought that like when I was a kid and when I thought about myself when like I'd be 25, I'd be like, yeah, he's probably a millionaire. Oh, he's probably this and this and that. But like life takes you on a different path, right?
Yeah.
But honestly, if I were to go back to my 9-year-old self, I would probably tell myself to just be disciplined, be disciplined. And like one thing that I will say though is like I was really lucky to have good parents that were like really supportive.
Yeah.
Cause like from right off the get go, like my dad supported me with everything, and my mom, like I played baseball my entire life.
Oh, no, like,
Yeah, man. Like literally, like they made sacrifices, spent so much money, put me in to make sure I was in the best program for baseball and whatnot. I think back then, sometimes when you're a kid, you just take things for granted, you know?
Yeah.
Like if I could go back to my 9-year-old self, I'd be like, yo, just be a bit more grateful and then take it as serious as you want it.
Absolutely.
You know?
We act like entitled little fucks all the time.
I know, man. But sometimes when you have that life, you just think that's the norm.
That's the norm, yeah.
That's the norm. So there's like, it's hard, man. I'm definitely like still blessed and like I was grateful, but I definitely I would have wanted to be a bit more grateful.
Absolutely.
What about yourself? If let's say you were to take yourself from like when you were 9 years old and you were shown where you are right now, do you think your 9-year-old self would be proud?
I think so.
You think so?
I think so because this was my dream from the very start. When if you knew me when I was younger, everyone that knew me, I've never said I was gonna become a world champion.
Okay.
I never mentioned champion ever in my life. When people ask me what you want to do with it, I always wanted my own dojo and and just have my own gym.
Where did that love start? From like martial arts, movies?
No. I just got bullied, beaten up all the time when I was younger. I grew up with 6 brothers, 6 older brothers, and I was a quiet, shy kid growing up.
Okay.
Like no like violence or whatsoever until I hit a certain age where I had enough of the bullying and I started working out, doing push-ups, and I'm just like I started competing with my brothers. I'm like, one day I'm gonna beat you up,
Okay, yeah.
I swear to God.
Especially if they're a lot older than you, right?
A lot older and
Yeah.
stronger and bigger, right? So, and then I started wrestling, and my brother was just ragdolling me. They're throwing me around.
Did your brothers also like train martial arts? Or no?
Just one of them, yeah. He's like 2 years older than me, but he stopped. He stopped, yeah.
He stopped. So you did wrestling, and then when did you get to Muay Thai?
I signed up at this gym, and this is what really destroyed my ego. I was a really good wrestler, and I went to a gym called Tyrian Kickboxing just down here on Bani.
Is that still open?
I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think it's still open. But there was a girl teaching the class. It was a traditional jiu-jitsu class.
Okay.
And I remember going to the class, and I'm like, man, it's sad saying this. I was like, oh, this girl's teaching me. I could probably kick her ass and this and this. And
yeah. I mean, you were probably young, huh?
oh yeah, I was 17 or something,
Okay,
something like that. You know?
Yeah.
And I was like,
Why is someone that I can beat up teaching me?
why is this someone I could beat up teaching me? And
Yeah.
I remember at the end of it, we were rolling, and this girl choked me out in 4 different ways.
Yeah?
It destroyed my ego, completely destroyed my ego
Yeah.
to a point where I was not upset. I was not upset with her. I was so upset with myself. I went home, and you know those scenes when the guy takes a shower and he's just sitting there in the fucking
Left with all his thoughts and everything. Yeah. I've
I
had
swear to
those.
God, I had that moment right there. I'm like, what happened?
Yeah.
I was bigger than her. I was stronger than her. She just was technically better than me, and then
Yes.
that's when I fell in love with the sport. I'm like,
Yeah.
I gotta learn this.
That's the thing, man. It humbles you really quick.
It humbled me big time.
And that's
yeah.
the thing. Like sometimes you walk in there with with your ego right here. When you walk out, your ego's down here. Cause you get humbled, bro. Cause I've been pieced out too by a woman.
Yeah.
And by a trainer. And I was just like, at first I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna go hard and whatnot. she's smaller than me and whatnot. And I'm just getting like liver shots, kick in the head, and I'm just like, oh my god, like I was just overwhelmed. And it just goes to show, man, like martial arts is something that like deserves respect.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean? And sometimes a lot of these guys with big egos think that they can just walk into a gym and they can just challenge anybody and anybody. But like that's not the case, man. Like you just get humbled so fucking quick.
It's funny. You get that a lot, man. Like you get actually people come in. You want to challenge the dojo.
Really?
Yeah. Like, bro, are you okay, man? Like.
But that's the thing too, though. People don't have a sense of reality of what it's like to actually train, because like a lot of the times, like fighting is exactly like a sport. You won't go to someone who's been training basketball for 10 years and tell me, yo, I can beat you in one-on-one, because it doesn't make sense. They have an edge.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's the same concept with fighting, right? Just because you have a physical advantage with someone doesn't mean that you're going to be technically better than them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
100%. Unless you're 265.
Bradley Martin? wait. Do you think you can beat up Bradley Martin?
Me?
Yeah.
Well, it depends, man.
Street fight.
In a street fight, I don't know, man. Like if I hit him,
Yeah.
If I would just give him a 1-2, I'm pretty sure this guy has never taken a punch in his life.
Yeah.
And guys that never taken a punch in their life are so scared of taking a punch. They think
Because they don't know what the fuck is going on, bro.
They don't know what's going on.
You black out.
But if this guy starts charging into me, like I'll just throw a spinning back kick or like a flying knee right into his fucking forehead.
But what would you for someone that big?
I want to wrestle him. I wouldn't wrestle him. No.
That's what I was gonna say, because he does have a little bit of wrestling background.
Yeah. So
like he's wrestled a little bit, grappled here and there, but
so that's the beauty of Muay Thai and boxing. Like it's all about knowing your distance. You know.
Yeah.
He could charge into me. That's fine. I got full work.
Yeah.
I got speed. You know. There's two types of fighters in this world. There's fighters that move like tow trucks.
Yeah.
And fighters that move like NASCARs.
Yes.
And fighters that move like NASCARs tend to win all the time, unless that fucking tow truck gets that one clean hit. You know?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, I guess for him, like, would you rely on your striking or your grappling? You said not grappling, huh?
Well, I'll strike him. Like maybe if I hit him, he might go down, and I'll try and choke him out. You know, like 'cause if you like guys like that, if you put them on their back, they're not getting up.
Yeah.
There's no way they're getting up, because if you learn jiu-jitsu and you start learning how to move your hips and getting on top of him and taking away his hips.
Yeah.
He's not getting up. You could fucking beat on him and make him say he's a bitch 20 times.
That's true. But like, how do you get his back from that point though?
I mean, it's a fight.
Calf kick?
It's all about circumstances, you know. I would never throw kicks in a fight.
No?
No.
You're not a big kick guy?
I am a kick guy, but not in a street fight.
Okay.
Because I've seen a lot of scenarios, especially in Thailand, where a lot of Muay Thai fighters would be fighting.
Yeah.
And he would do it like and like a bouncer would come, and these bouncers know Muay Thai too, right?
Oh, that's dangerous, bro.
This guy's drunk. He tries to fight the bouncer, and he throws a kick, and the Muay Thai guy fucking catches
it. Yeah,
he
yeah.
fucking
flings him. That's dangerous, bro. Having size and knowing technique is dangerous. Because right now I'm pretty sure in Ottawa, like a lot of these bouncers are pretty big, but I don't know if a lot of them actually have.
Well, nowadays a lot of them are training. Like I'm getting a lot of bouncers and stuff.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I'm getting.
Okay,
a lot of
that's
security.
good. That's good because I know to be a bouncer, there's no like certifications for you, like training certifications that you have to go through.
I don't think so, but I think now, people are becoming aware that how important jiu-jitsu is and wrestling is. Because as a bouncer, you don't really need to learn striking, because I don't think you need to strike. Yeah, I think it's against the law for you to strike somebody.
Is it?
I don't know.
Yeah, I think as a bouncer you would need to know more about grappling.
Yeah,
because you just grab someone from the back.
Grab them, immobilize them, take them out, get the hell out of here.
And you have numbers too when you're a bouncer, right?
100%. And it's not just numbers. It's what you, bro. Like all you guys together is fucking.
Yeah.
2,000 pounds.
I'm saying, bro.
300. This guy's 250 pounds. This guy's like.
Yeah.
Bro, it's a bunch of tanks rolling up.
No, absolutely. Have you ever found yourself in trouble in the streets with fighting?
I've never fought in the streets in a long time. No, look, I get this rare moments where like some guy flips me off.
Yeah.
We look at it. I stop at an intersection, just stare at him like this.
Yeah.
That's the only
like sizing them down.
Sizing them down, and like who wins this thing. But like nowadays, I wouldn't want to fight, man. Like
you have too much to lose now.
It's not just too much to lose. When you've done it for so long, you don't look for it, man.
Yeah.
You don't look for it. Maybe when I was younger and I didn't train.
Yeah.
I had a lot of street fights.
That's the biggest thing, bro. Like people that know how to fight aren't looking for fights.
No.
People that don't know how to fight are the ones that want to be fighting.
They have a lot more to prove.
Exactly.
You know, the last thing I want to do is go around. Man, fighting is not easy. Okay,
it isn't. It's not easy. It fucking hurts. It hurts a lot, especially Muay Thai. That's why I've never competed in Muay Thai, bro. Those leg kicks, bro. First time I've ever went shin to shin with someone.
Went down, right?
Went down, bro. Went down, bro. I don't know if you know this guy. His name is Vincent. His name is Vince. He's like he used to train at N1, but I know him. I think he trains at West Side now.
Yeah, I think I know who.
Bro, this guy was my first day at the gym.
Lanky dude.
What?
Lanky dude.
He's a big dude. He's white. I think he's Italian or something.
Yeah,
I don't know, but he has a little
French,
goatee.
No? I think.
I'm not too sure. But anyway, this guy's like, I don't know, like way bigger than I am. And then it was my first day at the gym. He was like teaching me how to jab and whatnot, and teaching me how to kick. And I was like, he tells me, kick me as hard as you can. And I was like, no, I wouldn't. I don't want to hurt you, bro. I don't want to hurt you.
And he checks it?
Exactly what he did,
And he
bro.
checks it,
Bro,
man?
he checked. Bro, I felt it on my spine, bro. The whole thing fucking traveled from my shin all the way into my spine, bro. I was on the floor for 2 minutes, bro.
Homeboy was trying to break your leg,
Yo,
bro.
bro. I was like, yo, what the fuck just happened, bro?
Holy shit.
Bro, that's what I'm saying, bro. Like Muay Thai is a different game because like it hurts, man. Like I can see myself like competing in jiu-jitsu. You know, I'll tap out, I'll do this and that. But like with Muay Thai, man, like it's a hard sport, man.
And any like contact like that type of sport, like boxing, Muay Thai, kickboxing, karate, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Like if you watch those highlight reels of those knockouts, do you really
Yeah.
want to be that guy?
No, bro.
Or like those guys are training all their life to like take your head off. You know, they don't
I
have a
know.
business. They don't have anything. They
They're
just
trained killers.
They're just trained killers. You know.
Bro, that's why I can't even imagine what Usman went through when he got fucking kicked in the head, shin, from Leon Edwards, bro.
Man,
That's
he wasn't the
crazy.
same after that.
No, I don't think so, bro. And that's the thing, bro. Like Muay Thai is it's so much high risk. Like you just lose so many brain cells. Like I need my brain cells. You know?
It's funny you say that because you lose a lot more brain cells in sports where you play like hockey and rugby and football.
Really?
Yeah, man.
Why?
There's a lot more concussions in these type of sports and a lot more dangerous. Because if you really think about it, you have a referee in MMA. If the guy gets hit or is hurt, the referee stops.
Yeah.
Boxing is a different story. Boxing is a little bit more dangerous where the referee gives you like a 10 count.
Yeah.
Even if you get knocked out. Remember that Tyson Fury fight?
Yes, he
literally
just got
knocked
up,
out,
bro.
He got back up.
Like
and-
Undertaker.
yeah. But that's fucking dangerous. And then you got sports like football and rugby where you got fucking 300-pound men running at each other full speed,
Yeah.
sometimes with no equipment,
Yeah.
colliding. Man, to me, in my opinion, that's a more dangerous sport.
Yeah, and you don't know it too, right? And sometimes you feel you're okay, so you keep on going.
No,
Yeah.
yeah, but like I see, like I was watching a YouTube video the other day. I was like some highlight reels of some takedowns, and some of these guys don't know they're gonna get taken down. Just imagine the whiplash. You're running full speed and you get tackled from behind. You know?
No, absolutely. That's crazy. That's crazy. It's actually surprising to me how like not a lot of like NFL players actually train wrestling. Because don't you think wrestling would translate really well with football?
I think they did start with like college, high school or something wrestling, but yeah, I think it would be very useful, especially as a linebacker.
Yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah.
a safety,
That's what
yeah.
that's what I'm thinking. Is like, why don't they integrate that? You know, like
I think then the guys would be more excited and they'll start wrestling. Would be like a
that's
wrestling.
true. Yeah, that's
I don't
true.
know. I don't know.
That's true. Which one do you like more though, wrestling or Muay Thai, or jiu-jitsu? Because I was actually watching one thing. They mentioned you're a purple belt.
Yeah.
Damn, how long did that take you to get?
I mean, I've been training for like 13 years.
Mm-hmm.
So I've never really went to testing. His coaches be like, "Yo, man, just
Oh, you don't do gi. You just do
I don't
no
know gi.
gi.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
wow.
started with the gi. I got up to blue belt with the gi, and then I started MMA. I'm like, I'm gonna just focus on no gi. And do
Okay.
as much no gi as possible. And gi was honestly giving me like a lot of bone problems in my hand, man. Arthritis.
Yeah,
man.
that's true, man.
Like,
Sometimes you get caught in those gis, bro. Like I feel like your wrist is gonna like snap.
Yeah. Like those guys are like I see some like the black belts there, man. They always have to tape their hands and shit.
Yeah, why do they have to tape their toes or their hands?
Yeah, their
and
hand.
whatnot?
Like it's arthritis, man. You know?
Really?
Yeah, man,
Okay,
for
I didn't
sure.
know about that. I thought it was more for grip.
No, it's like problems with their bones and stuff for sure. Like if
Yeah.
it just happens over time, so that's why I'm like, you know what, like I love nogi because it's more realistic
Yeah.
and it's more explosive. and
Yeah.
much better cardio.
Mhm.
But
you
if I had to choose if competing in Muay Thai or wrestling or BJJ, I would obviously choose BJJ and wrestling.
Mhm.
I started with that, and I actually like the concept of not getting punched in the face.
Exactly. That's exactly my point because like there's like lower risk, you know, and it's more fun. You can keep going a lot longer. I feel like there's more longevity thing with grappling than just getting hit in the head constantly, right? You're more prone to injuries.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know?
Yeah, and like you there's a lot of tournaments where you could have like 5 BJJ matches,
Yeah.
and like there's like barely any tournaments where you could have 5 Muay Thai matches because it's just dangerous, man. You can't.
That's true. Yeah.
You can't. You know.
Yeah,
and-
because if you're doing Muay Thai or boxing or whatever MMA, like the next time you fight is like 3 months or like 2 months after your current
Yeah,
fight,
well,
right?
you have to get cleared by the doctor first, right?
Mm.
So like after the fight, the doctor has to clear and make sure that you're good to go, and then once he clears you, then you could get another fight. If you got hit too many times, the doctor can say you're suspended for like 3 months. You can't fight. You know.
Oh shit! I
Yeah.
think that's what happened to Manny Pacquiao
Probably.
when he got knocked out really bad by
I really love
Marquez.
Manny Pacquiao, man.
He is,
He's
man.
the
He's
man.
a go, but I think he needs to stop fighting though.
Yeah.
There it gets to a point where like you don't want to ruin your reputation, your legacy just for money. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but you could think about it like that. But like to me, how I think about it is like I think about like my father, for instance. Like if he stops working, I think he's gonna be going to his grave earlier.
Mm.
So when I think of Manny Pacquiao, I think like when he stops boxing, I think that's where depression starts to hit, and then he's like, man, now I just feel like an average Joe.
That's true.
And then
But you have so much money, he can do anything else in the world, right? Like if
money doesn't beat activities, man. Like
That's
you
true.
know, like if your health, if you have the health to like throw a jab like a 1-2,
yeah.
do it, man. You know, like.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think Manny Pacquiao notices the fact that a lot of boxers their life is not very long,
Yeah.
and he's like, man,
He's had a good run though.
he had an amazing run.
He had him.
But
you
he,
think-
he should definitely stop. But at the same, like he should not fight, but he should definitely still like box. But
Yeah,
do,
like those exhibition like Floyd Mayweather.
charity events.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
whatnot.
But I think he's doing one more. I think he wants to do the Olympic boxing. He wants to do the Olympics.
I mean, he's a man. If he wants to do
Yeah.
it, let him do it, man. Like
He just want to show these youngins, bro. He just want to show these youngins.
let him show him what's up. You know.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
He
man.
knows these youngins are softer nowadays.
Yeah, no, definitely. It's definitely way different back then.
100%.
You know?
You know, like I see these kids nowadays. Like I'm like go around for 5K. Oh, my feet hurts. Like buddy, man.
Yeah, bro. That's
But-
crazy.
but-
Are you still? Do you still plan on fighting?
I always dream about it, man. I always think about it, but at the same time, I'm like, it's hard because you have to sacrifice a lot of your time for training,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and a lot of my time is for the business and my students, because a lot of them want to compete too, and it's gonna be very difficult for me to focus on myself. And when I focus on myself for training, I really have to be selfish. Fighters, when they're training for a fight camp, they have to be selfish. It's all about them.
Mm-hmm.
They have to care about them first, you know. But now that I have a lot of these students, I can't be selfish, man. Like I have to think about them. Like, okay, these guys are fighting in 2 weeks. Forget me for now, you know.
Like you get more fulfillment out of training people than competing for yourself.
Especially young men,
Yeah.
because it's not just skills that I want them to develop. It's just, you know, that mentality of that grit mentality that I like them to have, you know.
Yeah, you're pretty like based on like talking today. You're pretty big on like just like kind of like letting these young men be men.
Yeah,
You're-
100%.
You're big on that, huh?
100%.
Because do you think kids nowadays are being soft?
100%, yeah, but it's not. I don't blame the kids at all. I blame the parents, because parents are not doing their job as parents.
Mm-hmm.
And like the other day, I gave my one of my family members shit. He's like, "Oh, his son fought at school, and this is the problem." I'm like, "No, man, you're the problem." He's like, "Why am I the problem?" I'm like, "What do? You slap an iPad in front of him all day."
That's true.
Like, buddy, like he has an uncle that owns an MMA gym. Why isn't he not here every day?
That's facts.
Straight up.
That's facts.
I bet you. I told him straight up. I'm like, man, if you bring him here every day,
Yeah.
and he will never do bad in school,
Yeah.
he will never fight again in school. I promise you. But you're
Mhm.
still doing what you're doing. I
Mhm.
blame the parents, to be honest, man, because the kids are a reflection of the parents.
Yeah.
The parents are the ones that control the kids. You know, like,
Yeah.
okay, you wanna do this, go ahead, do this.
Mm-hmm.
You wanna be a fucking fairy, be a fairy. You know.
Yeah, for sure.
But at the same time, like it's lazy parenting.
Yeah.
It's lazy parenting where they're like, yeah, I'll have kids. Okay, I'm gonna focus on myself, and just slap an iPad in front of this kid and rely on the system to raise them.
I do see that a lot actually. Now like the iPad kids, they're called iPad kids now. You know, and like sometimes like parents will like throw their phone into like a 2-year-old or 3-year-old.
Yeah.
Like back then you would see them giving a pacifier, but now they're giving out these like devices, which is pretty insane to me. But yeah, no, definitely I do agree with that.
It's good and bad, and it's bad where they're like like you can't hold a conversation with them,
Mm-hmm.
and they have no respect like for their
Mhm.
elders. Like one example is when I was younger, when I'll be sitting down like this and an older person is standing, I have to stand up and offer him my seat.
Absolutely.
They don't have that nowadays.
Do you think the standards is getting a lot lower?
I just think that parents are not teaching kids proper like etiquette behavior.
Mhm.
Like mannerism.
Yeah.
Like stand up, shake a hand.
Mhm.
Or or work hard. Or like these kids are just act so fucking entitled. I see it. Like when a lot of these kids that come train here, they act so entitled until I talk so much shit and I
Yeah.
beat it out of them, man.
That's good. That's
I
good.
and a lot of their parents thank me, and
Mhm.
they're constantly bringing me gifts too.
Really?
Yeah, and I told them when they signed up, I'm like, listen, man, like I'm doing it my way. I'm not here to. It's not a McDojo. I'm gonna, to
Mhm.
me, these are my kids now.
Yeah, yeah, for
I'm
sure.
gonna train them.
For the
man.
time that they're here,
Yeah,
you're the boss.
I'm the boss.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you don't like it, you don't have to bring them here.
No, for sure.
But so far, man, like these kids, at the start, I told them to do push-ups. I don't want to. Why this and this? Now I say 10 push-ups, no question, no hesitation.
Yeah, that's one thing I realize now is that like kids almost can't take a command from someone that's older than them, you know? And I think like back then, like I grew up, like I had to do everything my parents told me to do.
Well, I
Right?
don't know about little girls. Because boys, I know how to treat little boys, because the girls is different. Because with boys, you can't have this. You can't act the same way around them. You can't be like, yo, don't be a little bitch.
Yeah, yeah.
Like to them, like, girls, you gotta like treat them like princesses.
Yeah, of course.
But boys, you gotta really like bully them, man.
Mm-hmm.
You really gotta bully them. And nowadays they're like, oh, don't bully. No, bullying, man.
Yeah.
The only reason I became a martial artist is because I was bullied.
Uh-huh.
The only reason why all these world champions are world champions is because they're bullied.
Yeah.
It's because somebody said they can't do something and they wanted to prove them they could.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's what we need to do. We need to bring bullying back, especially in the school. Oh my God, you're wearing pink shoes?
Like bullying in what sense? Like bullying and like giving them tough love, or like actually like
No, actually, like actually bullying, man. Like when I went to middle school, and at the time I didn't like it,
yeah.
but now that when I'm older, I realize it was a good thing. Because when I went to middle school,
Mm-hmm.
I went to an all-white school, and at the time it was around 9/11.
Yeah.
And at that time, I was the last kid being picked. Although I was really athletic, I was really good at sports. I was the last kid being picked in football or soccer, whatever. My name was Osama Bilalin. Everyone was calling me Osama Bilalin. Everyone was laughing at me, and I was being bullied like crazy. I had no friends. I was eating in the schoolyard alone.
Mm-hmm.
No one liked me until I beat up one kid that called me Osama bin Laden. I beat up one kid so hard, everyone became my friend after that.
Because they earned your respect.
I earned everyone's respect. But
Yeah.
it's not only that I stood up for myself.
Yeah.
And not only did I stood up for myself, I actually showed them I'm gonna beat the fuck out of you.
Yeah.
But that's what you need. That's what you need in a schoolyard. There's gonna be, because when you hit adulthood,
Yeah.
and the harsh realities hit you, and it's gonna be much worse than bullying.
Yeah, because when you say bullying, because like typically kids that are bullies, they usually typically have problems at home. So wouldn't you think that like it should start from home then? In the sense that like because you're saying like bring back bullying, or like bullying, like kids that are bullies, they typically have like problems at home, like family problems and whatnot, and they carry that out to school and they put it towards other people. Don't you think like it should just start at home, where like parents should be a bit more like disciplinatory with their kids and whatnot?
Well, you have your father always. Your
Yeah.
father should always, be the one with tough love and the one that bullies you.
Yeah.
The first person that should bully you in your life should be your father.
Mm-hmm.
Straight up. What do you mean? Like when you were a kid, your father never pushed you down. Like, yo, get up, man.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Like, get up, man.
Not to that extent, but like in some ways he did that. Like he made sure that I was resilient and that like I figured it out on my own.
Exactly.
Like
he
didn't baby me. He didn't like.
It's his job to make sure he gets you ready.
Because that's how you learn. That's how you learn, right? Because you learn from like the hardship. You don't learn from when things are just easy.
Yeah, like you just imagine, like you let's say you have a son and you're racing him.
Mm-hmm.
And you're talking little shit to him. Like, you think you could beat me? I don't think you could beat me.
Yeah.
You're little. You got little legs. You think you could beat me? No, I don't think you could. You got little legs. You're talking little shit to him. Yeah, let's go then. Let's go, That
You
type
gotta
of
bring in that fire
that
within them.
fire.
It's funny that you say that because I've always told myself when I have kids and I have boys, I want them to like, if let's say they got in trouble in school, I wouldn't like punish them by telling them to go to their room or they're suspended or like they're grounded. I'd tell them spar me.
Yeah, straight
Let's
up.
roll. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Obviously, I wouldn't whoop them, but like just like teach them a little lesson, you know. And I
Yeah.
don't like sometimes I tell my friends that I'm like, yo, like that's a little aggressive, don't you think? But I'm just
Yeah.
like, no, like I feel like that's a nice way to go to discipline them because
Yeah.
like one, they learn to never do it again, and
Mm.
two, it's just like I don't know what it is that they did, but there has to be some sort of like energy inside of them that just
Yeah,
needed to get it out of them.
There's one Chinese teacher I seen a video on Instagram where she found a solution for fighting for boys that fight or anyone that are not getting along. Okay,
Okay.
so she puts a stool in front of the classroom,
Mm-hmm.
and these kids were always fighting, constantly fighting. You know,
Yeah.
actually fist fighting. So she put both of them on the stool. She's like, yo, if you guys fall, you guys have detention for the rest of the year. Detention for the rest of the year after school.
Like fall in terms of
A
like
stool, like one stool,
yeah.
and they both have to stand on the stool. Okay?
Okay.
One kid gets up on the stool, the other kid gets up, and the other kid almost falls. The other kid grabs him and hugs him. The other kid starts laughing. They both start laughing because he realized they're hugging.
So the fix was unity.
Unity, bro. Like straight up. Like she. That's what like she's like, oh, you guys are fighting. All right,
Yeah.
I'm gonna punish you guys if you fall off the stool.
Yeah.
But
Both of them would get punished.
both of them would get punished.
Oh, I thought it was the other person that
both-
would get. I thought the person that would
No,
fall
no,
would
no.
get punished because
Bo-
like, yo,
bo-
wouldn't they just duke it out
No,
then?
no. Both of them would get punished. Both of them would get detention for the rest of the year. And the one kid was falling. The other kid grabbed him and like hugged him, and then they both start laughing. They're like, oh shit.
That's actually really cool.
Yeah, man.
I
like-
actually really like that. That's unity.
yeah, it's unity.
Because you just bring the differences,
yeah,
right? And
because
whatnot.
you give them two options. Either you both work together,
Yeah.
or you're punished for the rest of the year.
Yeah.
Now, as a smart young boy, I think they'd be like, yo, let's try and work together. Let's try and work this out. You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
'Cause I don't wanna be
And there's so
detained.
much power into just working together and whatnot, you know?
Yeah.
You never really know. Like it's always good to have other people's like
There should be
hand and
structure
whatnot.
and discipline, man. There should be definitely structure and discipline. Like where people like go to your room and okay, what is that's
They don't
punishment?
learn. They don't learn from that, right?
Not only that, most of these kids have iPads and computers and everything in the room. They're always in the room regardless. What do they need to come out for? You know?
Yeah. No, that's true.
You know, like
That's
you want to
true.
punish a kid, take away his electronics. Let's see them
Yeah.
watch them spaz out for a little while.
Or if anything, bro, like instead of like telling them to go to the room, tell them to go run 5 kilometers.
yeah.
I feel like that will get that energy, that negative energy out of them, right?
Yeah.
Because nobody has ever complained to me that they feel bad after working out. Everybody always feels good. You know, like if you're feeling a little stressed out, you're feeling anxious and whatnot, go for a run, go work out, and you'll always feel better.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's why like a lot of people I'm like they come here like oh I have a therapist whatever. I'm like, yo bro, why do you need a therapist, man?
Mm-hmm.
They're like, why? I'm like, yo, my therapist is that heavy bag right there.
Mhm.
Straight up, like I don't
Yeah.
need nobody to talk to. I got problems. I'm gonna settle it with the heavy bag and
Yeah.
then figure it out on my own.
Mm-hmm.
Why do I have to sit down with a therapist and him just saying for the next fucking hour or so? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You don't need a therapist. You need a heavy bag, and especially to all those motherfuckers that subscribe to OnlyFans. You guys are wimps, man. Come subscribe to the gym, man. You guys don't need that shit.
No, absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
That's the thing, man. A lot of people take the easy way out now, right?
Yeah,
They take the easy way out, and unfortunately, with the world, how the world is right now is like it's so easy to access those things, and it's just terrible because people don't try to find other ways to deal with things, you know.
They're trying to always look for the shortcuts.
I know.
Sometimes it's good, but you know, man, like it's not always good, man.
No, absolutely. I mean, like for someone who's been in the fighting industry and like having a gym, if someone, let's say, just wanted to get into martial arts, what's the discipline that you think everybody should start with?
I think the discipline everyone should start with is wrestling or jiu-jitsu.
Why is that?
It really humbles the individual because it really takes away the factor of size mattered,
Mhm.
or because you know, it comes down to that famous martial arts saying of if size mattered, the elephant would be the king of the jungle. You know, it's all about technique. You know,
Yeah.
the lion knows where to attack. You know.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I've actually never heard of that, but that's facts.
Yeah, and there's another good martial arts saying is I'd rather be a warrior in a garden than a gardener in a war.
Yes, yes, I've heard of that. That's so fucking true, man.
Yeah.
You always gotta be ready.
You gotta be prepared. You gotta be a weapon, but you don't have to like use it all the time, man.
Exactly, exactly. Some of my friends always tell me, "Yo, you're always paranoid and whatnot." Like, that's just how I am, man. Like, I just can't catch myself off guard. Like when I go out with my friends, I'm always checking everything. You know, just gotta.
But
I always just plan ahead. You know, I just like gotta make sure I know my surroundings. You know, if things go down, like where am I gonna go and whatnot.
Yeah,
you know?
but you're paranoid until you're right.
Exactly.
You know.
Exactly.
You know, you gotta be paranoid.
Yeah, man.
Always
And I think I would appreciate like having a friend like that too. You know, just
Yeah.
looking out for everybody too.
That's
you
why
know?
I can't go out with my friends, or I can't like go out, when my friends go try and bring me to like social events or whatnot. I can't because my situational awareness is always
Takes over.
Like I'm always like, what does this guy have in his hands? Like who's behind
Yes,
me?
yo, that's exactly.
Who does
like
this guy come with? Are they trouble? Like I'm like. I have like, you know, do you watch Dragon Ball Z?
Yes.
Like I have a scouter.
You're
I'm
scanning
like,
everybody's power level.
I'm scouting everyone's power level.
Yeah.
Like,
That's exactly like me too, bro. Like, yeah, I even have a problem with my girl sometimes where she's like, yo, you're not present. You're not mentally present. But at the same time, I just got to make sure you're good and I'm good, you know? Like, I'm looking out for us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's just like, I think it's a good thing to have, you know? Because you don't want to be a prey.
You don't want to be comfortable in public places where there's a lot of people you don't know.
Yeah.
Unless it's a family gathering,
Yeah.
then that's a different situation.
Yeah.
But if you're in a club and you're just dancing and you're having fun and you don't care about your surroundings,
Yeah.
you're an idiot, man.
Like that's the thing, bro. When I go out, I don't drink. I don't drink at all. Because the last time I drank out, bro, was I think like almost 4 years ago.
Yeah.
And then I was drunk, and then a guy asked me if I wanted to fight him. And I said, hell yeah, I'll fucking fight you. Obviously, my ego was high and drunk and whatnot. But I had an outer body experience where I'm like, fuck, I really hope I don't fight this guy because I can't even like think straight.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah, like I kind of know how to throw punches, but at the same time, I'm just like just not. I'm not fully there.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
Like it just I wouldn't have had the edge.
I mean, like anyone, like when it's time to fight, most people freeze, man. Straight up, like most people be like, because a lot of people are like, yeah, you want to fight? Let's go fight. And then I bet you that guy froze a little bit too.
Yeah.
You know, because
he wasn't expecting me to say let's go.
Because bro, like most men are afraid not to fight, but they're afraid to lose.
Yeah.
You know, we're not afraid to fight. Fighting is normal to us.
Yeah.
We're afraid to lose our, you know.
Yeah.
We're afraid to lose in front of people or just lose in general. Like I don't want to lose a fight, you know.
No, absolutely.
But fight, man, like we fight every day at the gym. We do it for fun, you know. But that's the thing. Like, okay, you want to fight? Oh shit! Now we gotta actually fight. Fuck, man. You know?
Exactly. And man, I don't think a lot of people actually understand what it means to actually fight. Yeah. You know, sometimes people have these plans. Like, people have plans on like how they're gonna hit people, but they don't have a plan on what they'll do when the other person starts to retaliate.
Yeah.
Right? I always hear people like, yeah, I'm gonna knock him out. I'm gonna do this, and this, and that. And I'm like, okay, but what are you gonna do once the other person retaliates?
Yeah.
I don't know. They never know, right? Because they don't think ahead like that. They just think, oh, if I'm getting in a fight, all I have to do is throw punches. But they don't realize, they don't put into the equation that the other person's going to retaliate.
Yeah, and it comes now they're martial arts saying everyone's got a plan until they get punched in the face.
Exactly, yeah, bro. Exactly, man. It's fucking wild. Yeah. It's fucking wild. How many fighters do you have right now at your gym?
A lot of just amateur fighters, about 6 right now.
6? Oh, wow.
6 amateur fighters. A lot of young guys, though. Like 14, 16, 18, you know.
A lot of talented young guys?
Talented young guys, yeah, definitely. And, you know, like, I could tell they were brought up in the right household because they definitely got great. Because I tell them, hey, Saturday, we come in here, we're running at 11 a.m.
Yeah.
They're all here at 10:50 waiting.
That's good.
You know, and they haven't missed a day.
That's good.
And
that speaks volume of who you are as a person because that means they respect you.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Because if they didn't respect you, they wouldn't respect your time. You know what I mean? Or they think, okay, I can get away with this, and there's that gray area. But like, if you're someone who's actually well admired and well respected, then they'll always show up.
Yeah, but I mean, like, it's my responsibility and my duty as a coach to be selfless.
Yeah.
I can't be selfish at all, man.
Mhm.
Like, I have to worry about their training more than I worry about my own training. I only train to be healthy
Yeah.
at this point, but for me, I'm like, I just gotta coach these guys, make sure they're on the right, get off on the right set, and because when I started martial arts, man, I didn't have a coach,
Mhm.
you know, and honestly, I'm coaching these guys the same way I would have loved to be coach,
Okay.
and I was a very talented, hardworking individual.
Yeah.
The only reason I think I didn't make it to the big show is because I didn't have a coach. I
Mm.
didn't have a good mentor beside me
Yeah.
telling me which fights to take, where to go. You know, like a lot of these good fighters
Yeah.
are good fighters, but the only reason they're at where they're at is because the coach put them there, man.
Mhm.
You know,
Mhm.
and the coach is selfless, man. The coach is sacrificing a lot of his time
Mhm.
on, you know, sharpening that sword that's not his sword. You know,
Yeah.
but
It's a lot of selfless love.
yeah, man. How I think about it is martial arts is like it's swords, man. Like when I started is I started off as a blunt sword,
Mhm.
and the more I punish and the more I like, you know, I bang on the sword,
Yeah.
the more shit I go through, the sharper I become.
Yeah.
And when I become a coach, I'm a sharp sword. Now it's my duty to make other swords sharp,
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
that's how I think about it. I'm like,
Yeah.
man, like when new guys come in, I'm like, think about it like this: you're a broadsword, you're blunt, you're not sharp.
Gotta stay sharp.
Every jab, every cross is you're sharpening your sword, man.
That's true.
That's how I think about it, you know.
And that's exactly what it is, man. Repetition.
Repetition, man. You know.
Repetition. Yeah, because at first, when I first started fighting, my jab was like this. Now
Yeah.
it's like this. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? It's just
Yeah.
like, and you learn that over time. But when you open up this gym, bro, like, did you have that expectation for yourself? Like, okay, when I open up a gym, I'm gonna have to dedicate my time to these fighters, or did you just open up the gym for the business aspect of opening up a business?
No, this was always my dream. Like I always wanted my own gym because before the gym I had a business partner
Uh-huh.
and he owned majority of it. So
Yeah.
technically, I didn't think of it was mine. It was majority of his. He was just my investor.
Yeah.
But this time,
Like he was investing in you and the thing.
he wasn't doing he didn't
Yeah.
do anything. Like he was just an investor.
Yeah.
But now, I'm doing everything all over again. But everything is under my control,
Mhm.
and I look at it as if like I'm starting a whole community center.
Yeah.
You know, there's like Friday nights I throw like UFC nights, put the projector on, and I'm gonna be
Yeah.
hosting PlayStation 5 nights, game night. I'm not just trying to teach martial arts here. I'm trying to make sure like these guys are
This is a home for them.
not just a home, a community
Mm.
center. You know, like
Yeah.
like when I was younger, I was getting in trouble with the cops. You know,
Mm.
and I used to do a lot of stupid shit because I didn't have something like this. I didn't have a good mentor. I was. If I had martial arts, it would have been a different story. So in my mind, if you're not in here, you're out there.
Mhm.
If you're here,
And you're a lot safer here than you are out there.
absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. And if you look at all the boys or the girls that come train here, you could look at them and be like, yo, these guys are not gangbangers whatsoever.
Yeah. And a lot of people find purpose, like people that are from the streets, and they find the gym. They find like the real purpose of their life and whatnot.
They just need
It's-
mentor, man. A lot of
yeah.
these people like look, the parents are not available, or you know, it's just mentor, man. Like these kids just need somebody to be like, yo, just come to the gym. You know?
So for you, you're more than just a business owner. You're
No,
a mentor.
I'm a mentor, man. Like I look at it as like I want to be more than a coach to these guys. You know?
Yeah.
If these
Yeah,
guys,
you're basically like a father figure in some way.
well, I would like to think about it like that because
Yeah.
I don't have any kids. I would love to have kids, but like,
Yeah.
but yeah, I would like to think like a father coach. Like
yeah.
I look at you, if you know Khabib Nurmagomedov,
Bro, their brotherhood. That's
brotherhood,
that's one thing I
man.
respect about
and
them.
and not only that, I look at his father as a coach, and I'm inspired by him. Like I
Mhm.
wanna be just like him, and
Yeah.
how he sacrificed all of his time for his not just his own sons but for his students.
Yeah.
I want to be like Abdul, you know.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
absolutely. I mean, ever since I know you're touching up your 1 year mark in 2 weeks, but what was the biggest struggle that you found starting a gym here, specifically here in Ottawa? Because like MMA is not as big here in Ottawa as it would be.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is it finding people? Is it maintaining?
No, honestly, the only struggle I have was just waking up in the morning.
But you say you live close by, right?
Yeah, I live close by.
Okay.
Yeah, but like, it's just hard on the body because like, a lot of the days, like Monday to Friday, I wake up and the first thing I do is hold pads for people,
Mm.
and it's like I said, selfless. Like, who
Yeah.
wants to wake up first thing in the morning and just start holding pads for 3 hours?
Yeah, that's a lot of forearm work.
Yeah, not just forearm work. It's a lot of like I have one guy, and I've been training him for this past year, and he's a doctor. I train him every day at 6 a.m. And I always ask him, what do you want to listen to?
Yeah.
And I still ask him, just try and get something different. And he always asks for the same song, and it's "Eye of the Tiger."
Mm. Dun, 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 dun.
Man, I'm losing my mind.
Yeah.
Bro,
it's like an alarm clock that you hate in the
I
morning.
even told him, I'm like, yo, man, can we listen to something else? Like, it's been a year, like, for an
Yeah.
hour. We're listening to "Eye of the Tiger." He's like, no, man, the obstacle's the way. That's what he tells me. The obstacle's the way.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right. So that's the only hard part, man. Like, it's hard on the body when you're holding pads and getting constantly kids kicking you. And
But do you plan on like expanding in terms of like finding people to do that for you?
absolutely,
Yeah.
that's the big picture, is making this into a franchise
Yeah.
and have multiple gyms, and reaching out, especially to the youth, and because the youth, I feel like they need martial arts more than anything.
Yeah.
Because there's two ways of their heading. You don't even have to do martial arts. You have to just join a sport, man.
Sport, yes.
Just join a
You just
sport.
need to find an outlet where you can exert your energy, and because if you don't, then you'll find other ways to put that energy to.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, I went down that sport route. It just gets repetitive and boring. Let's say you just trained soccer. I
Yeah.
feel like if I just trained soccer, I'd get bored really quick.
Mm-hmm.
Or like if I just trained wrestling. But that's the beauty of mixed martial arts. You'd be like, yo, Monday I'll train boxing.
Yeah.
Wednesday it'd be wrestling, and then you got jiu-jitsu,
something different
then
all the
judo, then you could always keep yourself entertained that way.
Yeah.
Rather than just being those repetitive same drills over and over.
Yeah, no, absolutely. That's how I feel about
Baseball.
work.
Oh.
Yeah, no, baseball definitely, but also just like working out at the gym. Working out at the gym is so boring, man. That's why I had to do like I got into powerlifting, I got into Olympic weightlifting, I got into CrossFit just
Yeah.
because the same thing over and over definitely gets boring after a while.
Yeah.
And martial arts gives you that outlet where you can do something different, because not only are you mentally there, but you also get to be physically there,
Yeah.
mentally, physically stimulated all the way through. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. And it's pure condition. Like, you go wrestle a bodybuilder and go wrestle a wrestler.
Mm-hmm.
Bodybuilders are strong,
Yeah.
but wrestlers are stronger.
Yes. Yes. Bro, there's a different type of strength, like there are strength where like someone can pick up 500 pounds, and there's a strength where someone can just like manhandle you.
It's just suplex you. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's wild, because like someone that could be deadlifting or squatting 500 pounds, there could be a 150-pound guy guy on top of him. They won't be able to get up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
It's so dehumanizing when a guy's on top of you. You can't do shit.
Can't
bro.
do shit.
You can't do shit, bro. The first time I did jiu-jitsu and someone's on top of me and just looking at me, sweating on top of me, I was like, bro, I feel violated.
That feeling is the same feeling as if you're drowning in an ocean, bro.
Yeah.
You have a heavy dude, especially with the gi on top of you. And you're
Yes.
gasping for air, pushing him.
Yes, bro. And it's just like they're just sweaty and they're just heavy, and you're just like, fuck, I can't do anything. But it's good though. I always love the feeling of after a nice workout.
Yeah, you release a bunch of endorphins and whatnot.
Yeah, man. I feel like it's just what I'm meant to be doing.
Yeah,
Do you ever
for
feel that? Do you ever feel
Yeah,
like
yeah.
you just finish a workout? I was like, damn, I felt like I was supposed to do that. I needed that.
Yeah, I bet you the men felt like this after a great battle.
Absolutely. But we're in a much better situation, because back then, bro, like you don't come out alive sometimes.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
But I feel like we were programmed to be dying in a ditch. If not, you gotta somehow simulate it somehow. So like, go
Mhm.
join a combat sport. A lot of these guys, I think they're happy doing sports, but I think they need to like,
Mm.
they love the fighting.
Yeah.
They love fighting, and they don't want to do it, but at least try it. Like,
Do you think fighting is going to be more popular than like basketball in football and baseball and stuff like that?
I don't know about that. I really don't know because these
No?
sports have been here much longer, man. They've been here
Much longer, but at the same time, fighting is something that every human being is ingrained with internally, whereas like kicking a ball really isn't.
Yeah,
right?
but
And the more like martial arts get popular and the more recognition it gets, do you think a lot of more people are going to be like, you know what, I connect with that more than just
maybe
taking a ball
maybe
and
with
putting it in
maybe
net?
mostly with the masculine youth because realistically, if who's UFC's audience, more male or female?
Males, absolutely.
Now, if you look at sports like soccer, volleyball, football,
Mhm.
basketball, I think they're targeted both male and female.
Yeah, absolutely.
So like UFC is gonna be popular amongst the males for sure, 100%. But I think these sports are target both niches of male and female, you know,
Yeah.
and they, them, and whatever pronoun you want to use.
Yeah, I feel that.
Yeah,
I
you know.
feel that.
So that's how I look at it. Like, yeah, it's becoming very popular amongst the
Yeah.
masculine guys and mostly dudes, you know.
Yeah.
Some girls love it,
Mhm.
but there's other sports out there where, you know, it targets both genders.
Yeah, no, I do agree with that. I just thought that like maybe in the long run it could be just because it's just ingrained in us to be doing those things, right? It feels natural.
Well, honestly, it's been long. If you really, I think it's called planktation,
Okay.
the oldest form of MMA. Back where when gladiators used to do it. So MMA is actually is the oldest sport, older than basketball and soccer.
Yeah, of course.
I think
of
so.
Of course. Yeah. They used to throw like people in the middle of the
Yeah,
Coliseum and just fight to
it
death.
was called pranktation or planktation. I have to, you have to
Okay.
correct me on that. Yeah, so they had like dudes just that knew how to wrestle,
Battle to death, bro.
hand to hand combat.
Yeah.
In the Coliseum.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, MMA was there for the beginning of time, but I don't think it was like. I think there's some people out there like my family, like, oh man, these guys are brutes, you know?
Yeah,
Like, you know
yeah,
what I mean?
yeah.
So like, I think to some people it's barbaric.
Yeah. Which is
It's understandable.
which is always entertaining, bro.
Yeah.
Fighting is the most entertaining thing
yeah.
that could be happening. Like right now, we're having a podcast about if two homeless people just started fist fighting outside.
We're all
we'd
gonna stand up and watch it.
we'd stop like, yo, what's happening? You know,
Yeah.
we take the camera and point it at them.
Start betting, like, yo,
You know what I mean?
$5 on the guy with no shoes.
You know what I mean? But yeah, man. Fuck. How long have we been going on, Mason? I've been on fuck, bro. An hour and 5? Damn. But I guess I just wanted it off with your gym and whatnot and with your business.
Yeah.
Where do you see yourself in like 5 years from now, bro? Like I know you mentioned about franchising this business, but do you see yourself as being as hands-on as you are right now with your business? Or?
Absolutely, I'm always gonna be hands-on.
Mm-hmm. So you don't just love the business, you love the actual art itself.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
I actually love holding pads.
Okay.
The holding pads is an art of itself.
Yeah.
Holding pads for a beginner is not so fun because you got to be really patient.
Yeah.
But when you hold pads for an actual fighter or a competitor, it's actually really exciting.
There's just a flow.
It's a flow.
There's a flow. There's like
Yeah.
there's a sense of communication between you and him without actually talking.
Yeah.
Right? You just do this and he's like, okay.
So I'm always gonna be hands-on because I'll be depressed because
Mm-hmm.
I need to be doing it. But it's just same thing, but just bigger picture, man.
Okay.
Same thing, bigger picture.
Do you plan on having more than one location here in Ottawa?
Absolutely.
Or would you want to expand in other cities?
No. I'm gonna be focusing more on Ontario first,
Okay.
and then expanding later on.
Okay.
Start slow, then move up.
Why'd you pick the name Elevate? Is it did it resonate with you in some way or?
I remember talking to my friend, and he was talking about how we're gonna. Like, I think this was like when I was 20. Like, this is like 5-6 years back, and I was broke, really broke. I was homeless at the time, actually, and I was talking about a gym I was gonna open, and he's like, one day we're gonna be elevated, you know. And then I was like, man, Elevate MMA, you know. Like,
Yeah.
that's a serious name right there.
That is true, and it's nice because you are elevating everybody that walks into here, right?
Yeah.
Everybody walks in and walks out a different person.
Yeah, of course. So like that's a different thing too. Like everyone's gonna come in here, starting off scratch, and then you got characteristics built into you now. Put some strength attributes and some agility attributes in you. You know?
Yeah, no, for sure. No, that's good. Do you plan on taking some of these some of your fighters high level?
Like the thing is, like, I don't ever force anyone to fight, and
Yeah.
I would not recommend anybody to fight.
Mm-hmm. But everybody should know how to fight.
Everyone should know how to fight, but like I'm talking about at a competitive level.
Yeah.
If somebody, because I would never force somebody to fight at a competitive level because
Yeah.
it's a whole different world out there.
Yeah.
Learning how to fight is something, but training for a competitive fight is different. It's
Mhm.
something different. So if somebody's really good, I would never be like, yo, you should fight. You know?
You want
I
that
want
feeling
them-
to say that to you.
I want him to come up to me and be like, Coach, I want to fight.
Yeah.
And I'll be like, all right, this is the guidelines. This is what you need to do.
Yeah.
And then if you do these prerequisites, I'll find you a fight.
Yeah.
That's how it's supposed to be.
Okay.
Because you know, I met a lot of people that look good in sparring. They look good in hitting the bag. They look good at hitting the pads,
Yeah.
but they're not realistically good fighters.
Mm.
They're just athletes.
What makes someone a great fighter?
Man, I think it's either you're born with it or it's your upbringing, man.
Do you think it has to do with some sort of like intellectual level? Because when you're fighting someone, bro, it's like playing chess, right? Like you gotta telegraph their kicks, their punches, and whatnot. Because, I mean, you can be tough, you can have like all that grit in the world, but if you're not smart, you're still gonna get knocked out.
Smart is one thing, but aggression is the more important to me.
Aggression, eh?
Aggression, because if you like, I like to look at like not to say weird things, but I like to like watch kids
Yeah.
and their behavior.
Yeah.
You know, and like so I notice some of them have like aggressive tendencies, and some of them are like very soft and shy, and
Mm-hmm.
like I look at this and then like I wonder what made them like this, you know. And then I look at their parents, and then
Some kids are just born with it.
some kids are just born with
Yes.
it. Like I have two brothers.
Yeah.
One kid has this aggression. Like when he hits me, he's like 9 years old, and I
Yeah.
feel like a 16-year-old kid is hitting me.
Because some
Yeah.
kids are just like a bit or somewhat born a bit more like masculine.
Yeah.
Like they just have that masculine like energy.
Yeah,
right off the bat.
But that competitive mindset. You know,
Yeah.
I think he's just got. I think maybe the parent put it in him, or I don't know. It could be the upbringing, or it could
Okay.
be something they're born with. You know, because I was definitely not born with this competitive mindset. I was a shy kid.
Okay.
I was bullied. I was the kid that was like never being picked. I was always hiding.
You were the outlier.
Whenever like it was time to like choose like people for teams, I'd like hide and like
Mm-hmm.
because I knew I was always the last one to get picked
Mm-hmm.
until like aggression was
Instilled in you.
instilled in me. You know.
Okay, so aggression over intelligence.
Well, it depends. And you need both,
Yeah, you
but you
definitely
need
both.
aggression. You definitely
Okay.
need you can't being an intelligent fighter is important,
Yeah,
but an aggressive intelligent fighter is better.
is better. Yeah, absolutely.
Because
Yes.
just imagine having a guy that's just constantly.
And
in
that's
your
the thing,
face.
when someone get like, you could be better than someone. Like you can see that with Adesanya and Strickland. Strickland was the more aggressive fighter and just fucking put so much pressure on Adesanya.
That's a perfect.
You know what I
example
mean?
right
It's just
there.
like Adesanya was cut off guard. It's like, yo, I know how to like dismantle this kid,
Yeah.
but like I don't know what's going on right now. You know, he was glitching. He
Yeah.
literally was glitching. He was like,
He-
yo, this isn't supposed to be what,
Yeah.
you know?
he was just putting that pressure.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because Strickland had that in mind. Like, I don't give a fuck what's gonna happen. I'm just gonna put that.
Because he had nothing to lose, bro, and everything to gain.
Yeah, and not only that, no hesitation.
No
if you
hesitation.
look at the fight, man, like Adesanya was hesitating with a lot of his shots.
Yeah.
Strickland, no hesitation, man. He was just
Yeah.
throwing.
Yeah.
You know, and fighting, that's what's important. The less hesitation, the better.
Yeah.
If you hesitate, if you think before, if you're sparring, you're like, oh, I'm gonna throw 1, 2, 3. You already lost, man.
You gotta commit to it. Everything. It's kind of just like
You gotta rely on your ultra instinct.
Yes. Yes.
You gotta rely on your ultra instinct, man.
Yeah, you I do notice that sometimes when I'm sparring, I'm just like, I'm not telling my body to do things, but my body's just doing things.
Yeah, like
I'm just like all of a sudden checking kicks, doing low
Yeah.
kicks. I'm like, why did I do that? I didn't think of doing that, but my body just reacted that way.
yeah, because
right?
you just gotta you gotta be as calm as like, especially in sparring. The
Yeah.
more calm you are,
Yeah.
the better you are.
Okay.
The more stressed and tense you are,
Yeah.
you're gonna get gassed out.
Yeah.
Your technique is gonna be poor.
Yeah.
Next time you spar, try it out. Be like try and throw your power in your shots. You're gonna be your technique is gonna be sloppy. Be relaxed, and then you know what? When I'm sparring, I don't think about anything, but I think about controlling my breathing.
Mm.
Straight up, like when I'm sparring, when I'm hitting the bag or the pads, I'm just breathe. Breathe,
Mhm.
breathe, breathe, breathe. I just tell myself breathe, and I'm focusing on my breathing.
Mhm.
In from the nose, out from the mouth, controlled breaths, and my heart rate is good. You
Yeah,
know?
yeah, for sure. Because I've had moments. That's definitely so true. Because I've had moments where like I'm like so upset, like okay, I'm about to fight, but then like my breathing is just so like everywhere that I'm just like I feel like I'm not in control of myself when my breathing is not in
Yeah,
place.
and like I see, like sometimes I spar some of these guys, and like these kids, I'm better than them, you
Yeah,
know. But they know I'm better than them, but they want to prove to me that they're good,
yeah,
and they're throwing their shots without hesitating.
and it throws you off.
It throws me off, and it's landing on me.
Yeah,
And to me, I'm like, yo,
yeah,
it's all about no hesitation. Doesn't matter how good that guy is that you're sparring.
yeah,
When you go in there with the mentality is like, yo, kill or be killed.
yeah,
You can't lose, man. You can't lose. Like especially these kids that when I spar, and they're throwing with no hesitation.
yeah.
They're landing their shots, man. And I start pulling back a bit. I'm like, yo, I gotta be more aware now.
Yeah, you're gonna get clipped
I'm gonna
randomly.
get clipped randomly
Yeah.
because they're throwing hard shots, right?
Yeah.
And then you got kids where I spar, they know I'm better, and they're playing very hesitant and they're very
Yeah.
cautious. And
That used to be me. I used to give
Yeah.
I used to give my sparring partners a lot of respect.
yeah,
But one thing I realized is like, don't give them respect
No.
because they'll notice it right
no,
away.
respect them, but still fuck them up. You know?
No, I know, but in a sense that like, don't be scared to get hit.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly.
because they can smell it.
Yeah.
You know, like when I'm
Yeah.
just like, oh shit, I don't want to get hit. They're like, okay, this guy's kind of just like on his
Exactly.
toes, you know,
Yeah.
and then they just add more pressure.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
sometimes you just get like, all right, I'll take it. You gotta exchange.
Just gotta exchange, man.
You gotta exchange.
Gotta throw, man.
But yeah, no, but I think it's time to wrap this up. But I mean, for anybody that wants to check out your gym, bro, like where can they find you and like?
You have an app. Download the Elevate MMA app. You could find it on the App Store or the Play Store.
Mm-hmm.
You could try it out for the 1 week. You could also find me on Instagram, Ottawa Elevate MMA, or on Montreal and Blair Road. Come pop by. You know. You know?
So for anybody that's coming in here, what can they expect from you and the gym?
First thing you expect is me fucking beating the shit out of you. No, I'm just joking. No.
Yeah.
No, man. Like, just a lot of patience. I'm gonna like dissect the technique and really show you step by step on how to throw the jab, how to throw a cross, and make sure that you're not intimidated every time you come in here, and have that charismatic energy. You know? That's the one thing that I have that I do that for, to make sure like you make sure that you are in good hands, you're safe, and you're not tensed up, because everyone that walks in here, they're always like,
Yeah.
and then I throw jokes, make them comfortable.
Yeah. No, absolutely. That's one thing I will say, like being at this gym, is that like a lot of the times with other gym, they have other people training the students and whatnot, whereas it's you that's training the people. So you have full control of what's going on, right? And like you represent the gym the way you want it to be represented, and I really respect that, you know?
I appreciate it. I mean, it came to a point where a lot of my students that I had from the beginning of time actually now are helping the beginners now, because they understand. They're like, yo, the Coach Bilal can only go for so much, like
Yeah.
I spent a lot of time with them, so now it's their job as minor coaches to coach the new guys. Be like, okay, Bilal taught us this, and they're excited. They love to teach too. I see it in them. They love to show the
So this gym is overall just like beginner friendly as well.
It's beginner friendly, absolutely.
Beginner
It is
friendly.
beginner friendly, and everyone.
But there
here-
are a lot of killers here as well.
Oh, absolutely. There's classes specifically for the killers, and there's classes. The whole point of this gym I started is like train like a pro fighter without getting punched in the face, unless you want to.
There you go. And I must say, man, I did a couple classes here and definitely was pressured, and it's a great gym. Honestly, like you said, man, like I saw a lot of beginners here, but then there was a lot of guys that was keeping me on my toes, and some guys I didn't even want to bother sparring because like, yo, you know what? I've been out of the game. I don't want. I want to keep my brain cells today.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, brother, thank you for having me.
Thank you for having me, man. It's a pleasure.
This is awesome. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in. We'll see you on the next one.
Boya kasha. Peace.